Thanks, Mark. Oh, man.
That's awesome.
All right, buddy, let's get this show on the road.
Wow. Got Mark jumping in. All kinds.
Yeah,
you guys got all kinds of picks.
Yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff going on here.
This is going, man.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of On the Range Podcast with War HOGG Tactical and Kelley Defense. I am Mark Kelley from KelleyDefense.com, and joining with me, as always, is my co-host and friend from WarHOGG.com, Rick Hogg. How's it going, buddy?
Man, Mark, going great. Big shout-out to the NRA. Yeah, Mark just poked his head back here to do a big, bright smiley. So big shout-out to the NRA for inviting us down to the annual meeting here at Atlanta for Voice of the Second Amendment. Today's guest, we've got Scott from LWRC. If you guys aren't familiar with him, make sure you check him out. I know we'll probably deep dive into your IC9, but Scott, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the invite.
Yeah,
pleasure.
Man. How's the show been going for you guys?
Busy.
Yeah.
Good but busy.
I hear you.
Good but busy.
So it's funny, we swung by a couple days ago, kind of talked about a couple products. One that I want to deep dive into is your IC9.
The new 9, yes,
yeah,
sir.
so that's your pistol caliber carbine.
That's our PCC, yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely, fantastic. We were kind of talking about it, and I think a lot of consumers get pigeonholed when we're looking at our pistol caliber carbine as far as more of the competition side. Are you guys kind of seeing that, or how are you seeing that role for you guys?
A little bit of both, to be honest. I think it's a lot of like home shooters, to be honest.
Okay.
A lot of self-defense kind of
nice.
Small backpack gun under the truck or in the closet, that kind of thing. Yeah. There's a couple of competition people that want the 16-inch, which is interesting, which makes sense.
So I opted for the 16, and here's why. With me traveling all over the country, trying to, and it goes back to the, hey, was the pistol brace legal? Is it illegal? Like we're playing all these crazy 2A games, right? And you're trying to stay in that legal bubble, not breaking any laws.
The shifting bubble, the ever-shifting bubble.
Yeah, it's what's legal today is illegal tomorrow, but it's an other and somewhere else, and there's just all this confusion out there. I mean, that's why I opted to go with it, but completely understand. You've got a bunch of barrel options as well.
A bunch. There's 8.5-inch, a 16-inch, and the new 5.7-inch barrel.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the 5.7 just come out this year?
SHOT Show. Yeah.
SHOT Show. Okay, cool.
Yep, let it out of SHOT Show, man.
So is that out in production right now?
It's in production. Yeah, we've got them rolling.
Awesome.
We can get you one shipped out anytime.
All right,
nice.
buddy.
Get you one shipped out.
Send my address, right?
That's right.
It's a great little gun, though.
Oh,
it's
dude,
wonder.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then with that, you guys introduced your suppressor line at SHOT as well.
Yeah. So we've got a 6mm can, 308 can, and a 9mm can. The 30 cal and the 9mm are both titanium. The 6mm is Inconel. They're spiral fluted and rated to match the barrel. Obviously not as deep, but they're very pretty, especially on our barrel when the spiral just matches all the way through the can. It's really aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah. That's very cool. And then for your 9 cans, right now they're a direct thread.
Correct.
But you're coming out.
There'll be a booster device.
Yep.
And different thread pitches to screw in the back as well to work with different barrels. Correct.
Nice. So that'll give you super flexibility.
Yeah, more universal fit. Yeah.
Is anyone else doing that?
I don't know. I know some of them, like I've got some Solarico cans. They offer different thread pitches you can order additionally. Okay. But I think it's kind of a small thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, a lot of companies don't. So it's kind of like, hey, the thread pitch is what you got, and stuck with what that. So
I think it's going to move that way, right? We're going to get away from the one gun, one can deal. If you buy a can, you're going to want to put it on multiple different firearms.
Oh, I would think so.
Right.
I would think so. Right. So like the big. It's funny you bring up cans. We're on it, so let's hit it, man, right? Having conversations. It's that first-time can consumer, for lack of better terms. I've got a 5.56, but I might be doing something in the 30 cal. So do I buy the 30 cal can, or do I get pigeonholed to a 5.56 can? Right? It's all these arguments back and forth, and then God forbid you look on the interwebs.
Oh, it's so much to navigate. There's so much to navigate in that little field of the market.
Because so many experts are going to tell you what you should or shouldn't. Just what's your personal take?
So my first can, I did a 30 cal can.
Okay.
So that way I could cover all my bases.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I mean, I noticed I didn't sacrifice that many decimal levels on the 5.56 by going with the 30 cal can, but it allowed also for me to put on like my hunting guns.
Yeah.
So And for me, as a shooter, I like the universality of it. So I can put it on multiple different guns. And that's the idea with the 9mm. Now, it came out as a direct threat for the PCC kind of thing, but now we've got the booster. So now I can also run on my Glock or, whatever you're running, which I think is a huge deal, right?
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Absolutely. And the suppressors are one of those worlds where there's a lot of information, but then a lot of uneducation, and it's like, what am I doing? What am I not? You start talking about different materials out there, like Inconel. Hey, what's Inconel? Hey, and then you got some companies 3D printing. Oh, are they plastic? Right? Like all this stuff out there that can really confuse the consumer out there.
Yeah, it's a lot to navigate.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I mean, because you got your traditional baffle suppressors, then you've got new, like the HOGG works with the flow through, which are different, but I mean, they're both great.
Yeah.
Different engineering, work better on some things, not as good on other things, Well, that's the good thing about our guns, right, with the piston system. We've got that adjustability. So whether you've got like a HOGG flow through or a traditional baffle can, you've got the adjustment there. Put your muzzle device on and go to work,
And I think as things start progressing, I'd like to see kind of some more education going on within the industry just to help those consumers, because there's so many guys going, well, what should I get, or what do you need? And then ultimately you ask, and I say all that, but then you ask the consumer, well, what are you looking to do with it? And then
they don't know.
I just want one.
Yeah.
I just want one.
Yeah. And there's some fun in that too. Okay, go out there and get after it, but yeah, it is a tough space to even begin to dip your toe into that water.
Yeah, and then on our end of it, right, it's like the recommendation part. You're like, gosh, I don't want to steer this guy in the wrong direction or a specific direction. I want to keep it broad and keep him into this, because it is a lot to navigate. It's not cheap, right? I mean, you got the stamp, the process, and then shout out the Silencer Shop with the whole E-form process, making it super easy. I mean, that's what I've used.
Yeah.
Makes it super easy.
And it was funny because it was like we had this moment in time, and I don't know what happened, where I know this was probably a couple years back. I got 3 suppressors all at the same time. Of course, delivery approval date, 3 separate different dates by 6 months. So I think I got my first one at a year and either 2 or 3 months, and then my final one a year and a half later.
Shoot.
Right? Oh, yeah. But this was back when the ATF was dragging their feet. Then it was like almost overnight. They were doing – when the E-forms came out, there was a little bit of an increase. Then it lulled. Then all of a sudden it almost turned into like almost next day.
I've had one of our dealers in Texas that actually got a same-day approval.
I mean –
he said the guy left his shop.
Yeah.
And 2 hours later, he called him. He's like, man, I just got home. He's like, well, if you want to turn around and come pick this up, you can come back.
I mean, that's just mind-boggling.
I'll be there before someone changes their mind.
Dude, yeah.
Well,
but here's the thing. So when we were doing this long drawn out, the government would be quick to cash that check. Dude, like within a week, man, they're taking your money.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get some response back?
No. Yeah.
So whatever happened up there, fantastic. So at least it gets suppressors back to the customers.
Yeah, I mean, I did 3, filed all the same day, and I got the email for the first approval, and then I mean, it was maybe 2 hours, and then it was my other 2 right behind it. So they I don't know if you call it batch approval, but it seemed like they batch approved mine at the time.
It would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, you would just look somebody's name up and say, well, if we've approved one,
you should just approve them all.
Get them off the roster, get it off the list.
That's it. Give me more.
Wow.
Crazy. Okay.
But that's an expanding market for sure. And I think the lead times, I think, have changed that game. And I think that's why more people, like manufacturers like us, are willing to get into that now.
I was going to ask you that. Isn't there some hesitation because of that initially? At least were those before?
Correct, because it's a lot to ask somebody to spend all that money up front and
not knowing when you're going to get it.
Quite literally have no idea, right, when you could possibly be able to pick it up. I mean, that's what I tell people.
It's
that's
so
a lot.
ridiculous. It's funny that it's that sad. You know what I mean?
It was the worst business planning ever, right? So I knew I had some stuff coming up. I needed suppressors, and it's like, well, hopefully it's not till next year.
Right.
Next year.
Yeah.
But it's like, I've got to get them because I need them. And I'm just like, this is the worst.
6 months, I should be good.
No.
That's cutting it too close, bro.
I knew it was going to be a year's journey.
Man.
And like I said this here recently, it's great
It's awesome.
because literally, I think the last one I got, and again, part of the drama was me being out of town, but it was sub a week. So I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take it all day long. I'm not looking for next day, same day. I'll take a week. I'm happy with that, right? But
Yeah,
at least let me know.
That sub 30-day window is great, right? Like, that's
God.
fine with me. I don't have to 9 to 12 months,
Yeah.
16 months. Like, that's a game changer. If people are willing to do that, Now, if we could work on the cost associated with the stamps, that would be, I think you'd increase that.
Yeah,
the number of people willing to get into it.
Yeah, but you've got some people trying to work deals. Hey, buy a suppressor from us. We'll cover your
We'll cover the stamp. Yep.
You know, I get it. And good on the industry for trying to do that. But, again, it's one of those, what's the suppressors, like this evil deal.
That's a whole nother series of episodes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And we've seen the legislation for the, try to go through and repeal that from NFA stuff, but it's just.
Yeah.
But I do have to, circle back. What a great option, run in your pistol caliber carbine, put one of your suppressors on there, inside the home. Man, now we're not worried about, hey, my ears are getting blasted out, doing that and these stuff.
Over penetration.
There's so many aspects.
It solves a lot of those problems or potential problems, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's great. I mean, I've obviously got one, I love it. It's so fun to shoot. And my other big thing, right, of why I was sold on it, I was like, it's soft shooting and it's flat. And I've got a 3-year-old at home. Mm-hmm. And, you've held ours, so obviously, it has all the same controls, has all of our AR-15s, our AR-10, right? It's ambi controls. Mm-hmm. It's basically a shrunk down lower,
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, when my kid, given a couple more years, this is a great firearm for him to learn the mechanics of an AR without the recoil or the loudness or the size, right? And you can pick it up, and I'm like, this is going to be a great gun.
It's a lot better than the bolt action 22 we had when we were kids, right?
right. Pink. The single shot 410,
Yeah.
Well, the single shot 410, I think, was better than the 22 because at least for me when I was a kid, that bolt was horrible.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Gritty and
dude, really? This is the best I got? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
No, but like for the IC9 too, it's perfect if you got a lady coming up.
100%.
A lot of them aren't comfortable shooting that 5.56, 223. It's like, hey man, run this thing, and it's like, boom.
It's lighter.
Same operation.
It's smaller. It takes Glock magazines, so any gun shop's got the magazine.
Yeah.
It's just for us, it made sense.
No,
it made sense.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else you guys got going on? Anything?
So the Mark II. I'm a big fan of the Mark II, the new Mark II. So we redid the piston line. We listened to our customers. Everybody wanted M-Lock because we started out with our proprietary handguard years ago, and then eventually got the DI with an M-Lock. And the big thing when are you guys going to do M-Lock? When are you guys going to do M-Lock? Well, there was a lot to that because of how our upper was designed with our piston system. Mm-hmm. You couldn't get the M-Lock all the way around it without interfering with the piston system. So to do that, we had to redesign the upper receiver, change a little bit of the height, width kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so we finally did that. And at SHOT Show, we released the Mark II. This is replacing the piston line. So it's an adjustable gas block, full-length handguard. We switched from a gas knob to a butterfly switch, which allows us to get the handguard even further out, closer to the end of the barrel. Yep. Still the same ambidextrous lower receiver. Mm-hmm. We changed from the 10 screws around to hold the handguard onto 2 on the bottom with a QD in the middle. So easier of access. Return to 0, like we always do.
Oh yeah.
And it's a shooter. It feels great. I love it. The 12-inch personally myself. I'm a 12-inch guy on that one.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And that's in production now. And how's that going?
Oh, well, to be honest, I can't keep up. We can't get them out fast enough to people. Yeah. And eventually, I will say this: I've got for our customers who have been customers, emailing me and calling me about the uppers to replace the A5. Yeah. They're coming. We'll get them out there when we get caught up with our dealers. And we will put the uppers out there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's always the hard part, right? When you get that new product that comes out. Hey, how do I catch up with, or I wouldn't say catch up, but how do I keep my demand there, but then still try to play catch up with all the backside?
Exactly.
Who it's like, hey man, I got your stuff. I want that.
Right.
Hang on.
It's just so much to navigate.
Yeah.
It's so much to navigate.
Man,
it's been it's a great gun though. I'm very happy with it.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate you doing the time on the floor, too. That was great. So those who are listening and watching now, we have some content coming out with Scott where he showed us some of his things that talk about that gun specifically.
Yeah.
And this podcast, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it, man.
I was glad you guys invited me, man. Tom was like, hey, and I was like, yeah, I'm all for it, man. I'm here. I'm here. Let's do it.
And that's it. It's all just having a conversation,
yeah,
right?
man.
So
What's great when we're gun guys, right? Because we
Yeah.
can speak the language and we kind of know, it's
Yeah.
part of the culture we have. That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
would say. It's our culture.
no, 100%.
You
So if you guys got anything else new coming out, want to sit there and circle back to the show, hey, man, too easy to get you back on, and,
Yeah,
and we'll go
not
from
a
there.
problem, man.
And
Absolutely.
what's the website they could go to?
LWRCI.com.
And your address? Almost got him.
I was like, whoa, man, we're getting a little personal now to be on a podcast.
Oh, no, man. Thanks for being here, Scott. That was a
I
lot of
appreciate
fun,
it, guys.
pal.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you having me, man.
Thanks,
I appreciate
Scott.
it. And this is my first podcast ever, so thank you for
Hey,
making it a
hey,
breeze,
you,
man. I
man.
appreciate that.
I like it, buddy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling Tom, I was like, I'm a little nervous. I've never done a
no,
sit-down
dude.
podcast. No, you
Dude,
guys made it great. I
super
appreciate
easy.
it.
Hey,
Yeah.
you're very welcome.
I appreciate
And,
it.
and for the rest of you guys, don't forget, train hard, stay safe, and we'll see you on the range.